Alright, I think we should be live. Be sure to let me know if I am. Yep. So yeah, I guess I am. Well, hello everybody. Welcome to the stream. I hope you all are doing well. This is my very first stream, so this is so weird. But yeah, welcome everybody. Uh, this is really weird. Uh, yeah, this is my very first stream. This is a celebration of my milestone for getting 50 subs. So the idea I had for today came from a discussion we had on Discord, on our Discord server, and we were discussing the different versions of the names for the tracks in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. And after seeing some of the French names, I was like, maybe I should rank them on the tier list. And here I am, on my first stream doing that. I'm gonna have a good time with this. But anyways, welcome everybody. I do see some people in chat. Flat Stan, Stars, Night Feathers, Rogue 3, Fire Yoshi, and I think that's everybody. So yeah, welcome everybody. I hope you all are doing well, and I hope you have a fun time on this stream. But yeah, with that out of the way, be sure to let me know if you can hear me well. And oh well, I just saw Star's comment. Apparently you can all hear me correctly. But yeah. Oh wait, just before that, since this stream is literally about French names, might as well get some French music around here, right? But yeah, be sure to tell me if the audio sounds good for the music as well. This is really a test for me. Audio sounds good? Audio fine? Okay, thanks, you too. But with that out of the way, I think we can start this stream. So I've got this tier list, as you can see on the... so I've got all of the tracks here, from Base 8 Deluxe to the Booster Course Pass, all 6 waves. And I have a lot of tiers to it, actually. I've put the B tier for when the tracks are literally the same music. The same name. What am I saying? And I think most of them will fall in this category, if I'm being honest. And next, Night Feathers says, careful with the audio though, don't want to get a copyright strike. I did think about that, and it's a royalty-free song, so I should be good with that. I was tempted to put Paris Promenade music, but yeah, I was worried I would get a copyright strike, so yeah, I did not do that. So yeah, So I have the B tier for when the name stays the same. I have the tiers A, S, and W. If I think the French name sounds better than the English name, which probably won't happen a lot, spoiler warning, and C, D, and F when I do think they sound, the name is worse. But yeah. Okay, I'm checking up on chat as well. Apparently I can't read and didn't realize this was a name ranking. That's perfect. You're all good, Fire Yoshi. But yeah, we're ranking names today. But with that out of the way, let's not waste any more time, and I suggest we start with the first track, being Mario Kart Stadium. In French, it is called Champidrome, and it's actually a combination of mushroom, because of champignon, and autodrome. And we're starting off real strong because I think this track goes in F tier. Because that's literally the only name, the only version where Mario is not present is not here in the name. He got replaced by mushrooms. So yeah, I think it doesn't really fit the track. Even though there is the autodrome part, but I don't really understand why they went for mushroom rather than Mario, but yeah. Anyways, let's get on to Water Park. Oh, and this is a perfect example for me to explain something, because some tracks have two different names. Because, for example, Water Park is called Parc Aquatique, so Water Park, in America. Because in America, sometimes the French names are different than in Europe. I have no idea why, but I was pretty surprised to see that when researching the names for this. But yeah, we're starting with Parc Aquatique. It does translate to Water Park, so this goes in B tier, because it's actually the same. Bro said starting off strong with F tier. Well, yes, I do not know if my irony was strong enough, but not Mario getting replaced by mushrooms. Yeah, I really don't know why they did that. Edna, welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing well, and I hope you have a fun time with this really French stream. So yeah, for the European version of Water Park, in French it is called Parc Glou-Gloup. Glou-Glou is actually a onomatopoeia for when you drink. It's the sound you make. And loop refers to the loop you can see on the picture of the track. And I'm gonna say, since Water Park was actually a really lame name to begin with, I do think it goes in S tier, because I think it's a really great upgrade over Water Park. I do really think it's a funny name, not gonna lie. But yeah, I think S tier is a good placement for it. We're going to France with this one. Yeah, for real. Well, it was a great opportunity for my first stream, you know. Club Mario. Don't spoil everything, and we'll be getting to that. So next up, we have Sweet Sweet Canyon. In America, it's called Canyon Gourmand, and it's actually translated on the wiki to Greedy Canyon. I don't know if it's a bad translation on their part, but I don't think greedy really fits. Makes for a good name. Canyon Gourmand does sound good in itself, but greedy for the translation, I don't know if it's a really good fit. It's not the worst thing in the world. Yeah, I'm gonna say it's D tier. I don't think it sounds really good for a racetrack, but it's not Champidrome, you know? Yes, Greedy Canyon. Yeah, you heard me correctly. And for the European version, we've got Piste aux Délices, and it is translated to Track of Delights. And I'm gonna say that's already a better name than Greedy Canyon. But between Sweet Sweet Canyon and Track of Delights, I might give the edge to Sweet Sweet Canyon, because it's kind of lame that there is track in the name. Track does make it a bit lame, if I'm being honest. So I'm gonna place this in C tier. They are really close, but I would give the edge to Sweet Sweet Canyon. Next up we have Thwomp Ruins, and it also has two different names. They both translate to Thwomp Temple. In French it's Temple Thwomp, but in America they actually call Thwomps Kabang. I have no idea why. Maybe it's because of the sound they do, but yeah, I don't really know. If I'm comparing Thwomp Ruins to Thwomp Temple, I would probably give the edge to Thwomp Ruins, because I would say it's a better fit. The track itself does feel more like ruins rather than a temple. So Thwomp Temple would probably go in C tier, because it actually sounds pretty good, not gonna lie. And Temple Kabang. Well, that's gonna be a hard one. And I do see some people in chat saying that it's great. I don't know what to do. I'm probably gonna put that in... Yeah, maybe in S. Maybe in S, because Kabang is actually... Yeah, I've gotta agree with you guys. It's actually a really funny name. But yeah, S tier, I think, for it. Next up, for the Flower Cup, we have Mario Circuit. In French, it's called Circuit Mario, and it translates to Mario Circuit. So that's B tier. It's the exact same. Oh yeah, stars. I think I have a bit of a delay on the stream, so but yeah, I did put it in S tier. Next up, for Toad Harbor. In French, it's called Promenade Toad, and it translates apparently to Toad Boardwalk, if I do remember correctly. I'm probably gonna check this out real quick, because it's kind of hard to remember all of them. Toad Walkboard. I don't know if it's actually the one I said, but yeah. Toad Walkboard. Walkboard or harbor? It's kind of a toss-up. Wartburg does sound good. I would probably give the edge to Toad Harbor because Harbor may be a better fit, but Toad Wartburg does sound actually pretty good, I would say. So I would probably say C tier. And Promenade Toad does sound good for a French name, but I would probably prefer Toad Harbor as a name. So yeah, I think C tier does work for it. Delay happens in every stream, it's just a thing that it does. I had plenty of delay when I did my first stream. Yeah, I have to get used to some of that stuff. Wartburg is a strange name, honestly. I don't really think so, but if you think that's weird, yeah, probably. But yeah, I think it deserves C tier. Next up, we have Twisted Mansion. In America, it is called Manoir Englouti or Engulfed Mansion. And not gonna lie, I would say that sounds better than Twisted Mansion. They both sound really good, but engulfed would probably make more sense given the track, how the track works. So yeah, it's kind of a toss-up, but I would probably put that in A tier. I would say it's a bit better in French. But Twisted Mansion is really good as well to begin with. And in Europe, it is called Manoir Trempé or Soaked Mansion. Yes, soaked. That's F tier. That's gotta be a pretty lame name for a track. It's a shame they didn't go with Manoir Englouti like they did with for America. That's such a better name, but that's how it is, I guess. But yeah, F tier. Next up, we're moving on to Shy Guy Falls. In America, it is called Chute Mascache. Shy Guys are apparently called Mascache in America. I didn't really know that, but but it does translate to Shy Guy Falls. So it's in B tier. It's the exact same. And in France, it is called Cascade Mascas or Shy Guy Waterfalls, and not Shy Guy Falls. And I think this does make a difference. But not gonna lie, I would probably say, I don't know, Falls sounds better than Waterfalls. I prefer saying Shy Guy Falls than Shy Guy Waterfalls, you know? So yeah. It still sounds pretty good, but I'm gonna put that in C tier because I would probably say Shy Guy Falls has a bit of an edge over it. But yeah. So next up, okay, Soaked Mansion is crazy, lol. Yeah, it goes hard? That's an interesting opinion, but yeah. Hello, Captain Mudkip, welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing well. I knew ahead of time what Shy Guys were called, but I still had to do a double take after that one. Yeah, I don't fully know the origins of the French name, but yeah. Fun fact, I actually speak a little French, so when I read the names, I can kind of understand what it says. Oh, that's good. That's good to know, actually. Well, maybe you won't need me for the translations, but yeah, I'll do the translation for the other viewers. But yeah, let's keep this going with the Star Cup, starting with Sunshine Airport. And it is called Aéroport Azur. It's Azur Airport in English. And fun fact, it's the only version where we lose the sun part and we got Azur to replace it. I don't know about you guys, but why did I do that? It still sounds kinda good, so I think D tier would probably be a good place, but that's so lame that they removed the sunshine part to get Azur in its place. But yeah, that's how it goes, I guess. Next up we have wait, what is the Shy Guy's French name? Oh, never mind, I see it. Okay. So next up we have Dolphin Shoals, and it's called Lagon Tourbillon in French, and it translates apparently to Swirl Lagoon. And not gonna lie, I think it's on the same boat as Sunshine Airport. We're losing the dolphins in the name? And I think that shouldn't have happened. Like, I think it's a bit weird as a track for a name, as a name for a track. Sorry, Swirl Lagoon sounds pretty weird, but it's not the worst thing in the world. So yeah, I think D tier is fine for it. Alright, I think now we are gonna get some wild ones. Swirl Lagoon is kind of cool, but it removed the dolphins. Yeah. Yeah, I'm kinda sad they removed them. I think that's why I put them in D mostly. I'm really starting to see why you mentioned disliking the Star Cup names though. Well, we're only halfway done. It's not even the worst part yet. Hi cats, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, next up we've got Electrodrome. In America, it's actually called Electrodrome. It's the exact same name. I did not expect that, but yeah, that's B tier for it. Easily. And in France, it is called Club Mario or Mario Club. Yeah, I think that's the only good place for it, right? Like, where is Mario on this track, other than on the disco ball? Like, for real. If it was called Larry Club, why not? But no, I don't like what they did with it. Especially since they removed Mario in Mario Kart Stadium, in Champidrome. That does not make sense to me. But yeah, I think that's safe tier. And next up we have Mount Wario. And in French, it is called descente givrée, and it has two different translations depending on the context of the word givrée. It can be translated to crazy downhill or frosted downhill. But not gonna lie, regardless of which one of the two you pick, I think this is another F tier one. Why did they remove Wario in this one? I don't really know. And Frosted, well, I guess it makes sense because it's a downhill, sure, but it's a downhill from a mountain, a whole mountain. So no. And Frosted because of the snow. Well, the race can be crazy in Mario Kart, so crazy downhill, why not? I guess, but no, that still does not make sense to me. This name does not make sense to me, like, at all. That's so real. Where's Bro at? He doesn't own that place. Yeah, exactly. Not Mario robbing Larry's club. Yeah. Yeah. It should have been Larry Club. But yeah, I think that's it for the Star Cup. Next up, we have the Special Cup, starting with Cloud Top Cruise. And we're starting off strong because in America it is called Dans les nuages or In the Clouds. You heard that right. In the Clouds. I think this might be the worst one by far. Like, so far, I think this is clearly the worst one. Why would you give that name to a racetrack? I'm so confused about this choice. Moving on. In France, it's actually called Voix Céleste. And I think it translates to, yeah, it's Celestial Way. And not gonna lie, both Cloud Top Cruise and Celestial Way are really good names. Both are really, really good names. And it's hard to choose between the two. But I think I was really surprised, pleasantly surprised by the name itself, that I would probably prefer it over Cloud Top Cruise. But it's really not by much. Really not. In the Clouds is worthy of its own tier. Yeah, honestly, yeah, it could have had its own tier. But yeah, it's definitely the worst one. Kat said, "Oh, you have the Quebec French there too." Oh yeah, that's why there are two names for soundtracks. Yeah, for soundtracks. I can understand few of the words. I'll see if I can continue to learn French. That can be a start, you know. That can be a good start. But yeah, anyways. Next up, we have Bone Dry Dunes. In French, it's called Désert tout sec or All Dry Desert. All Dry Desert. We're gonna see a lot of F tiers today, I think. Why? All Dry does not sound good at all. Well, you know what? Yeah, no, I think F tier is deserved. All Dry Desert. I think they went that route because maybe they couldn't translate bone dry dunes correctly in French. Well, bone dry, mostly. But that still does not sound good. Yeah. In the clouds, it does not roll off the tongue. Well, that's not the only problem I have with this track, this name, but yeah. And I thought Dry Desert was bad. Well, yeah. This was a surprise to me as well. Fitting name because Bone Dry Dunes is all dry in its enjoyment value. That is so true. I've gotta agree with you on that one. But yeah. Now it's just rubbing salt in the wood. Definitely. Alright, now we can have a break with actually fitting names. We have Chateau de Bowser for Bowser's Castle, so it's in B tier. For Rainbow Road, we have Route Arc-en-Ciel. It's still Rainbow Road, so that goes in B tier. That's good. But moving on to the first retros. We can start off with Moo Moo Meadows. In French it's called Prairie Meumeu, which translates to Prairie Meumeu, and it translates to Moo Moo Meadow. There is no S in that. But I wouldn't say that makes that much of a difference, and it's still the same name. So I think it's, yeah, in B tier. Hearing that name also makes me want to dislike it more than Baby Park. For real. Oh, by the way, wait till we get to Baby Park. I live in the prairies. Are you guys gonna start a cow chain? No, please don't. Please don't. Please. It's fine, but don't do it too much, though. Anyways, moving on. We have Mario Circuit, GBA Mario Circuit. In French, it's called Circuit Mario. Mario Circuit. That's B tier. It's actually the exact same. Moving on. Next, we have Cheep Cheep Beach. These two both translate actually to Cheep Cheep Beach. It's just... Oh wait, I just realized I mistyped those. It's actually supposed to say plage and not place. My bad. But yeah, they both go in B tier. But it seems that in America, Cheep Cheeps are called Aquazo. I have no idea why, but yeah. In France, it's still called. They are still called Cheep Cheep. But yeah, I think yeah, they both go in B tier. Still no W tier. These French names are kind of lacking right now. Why did you think I made the thumbnail as it is? But yeah. No, I was kind of expecting it after the discussion on Discord. But yeah. Next up we have Toad's Turnpike. In French it's called Autoroute Toad, and it translates to Toad Highway. Toad Highway does sound good, but I would probably give the edge to Toad's Turnpike. It's... yeah, it's a bit better, not by... well, the English version is a bit better, but not by much, I would say. But yeah. Yeah, I think C tier is good for it. The thumbnail is really good. Thanks. I appreciate it. Thanks, Fire Yoshi. Next up, we have Dry Desert. It's called in French Désert sec, and it's actually translated to Dry Desert. So that goes in B tier. That's actually, yeah, B tier. It's the exact same. Okay, next up we have Donut Plains 3. Yeah, I still don't know why they called it Plaine Baigne 3 in North America. But, like, why? Baigne? That's kind of surprising. But it does still translate to Donut Plains 3, so that goes in B tier, I would say. And for in France, it's Plaine Donut 3, and it's Donut Plain 3. But one letter does not make enough of a difference, I would say. The French vibes are really nice. Thanks. Toad Highway isn't bad, but there's a much better highway. For real. For real. Oh, and wait till we get to this one. Actually. I'm actually learning new French words here. Thanks. You're welcome. That was one of the goals. But yeah, you're welcome, cats. Next up, we have Royal Raceway. In French, it is called Autodrome Royal. And I'm gonna check this up again because I'm not entirely sure of the translation. It's Royal Motordrome, yeah. So we're going from Royal Raceway to Royal Motordrome. I would probably say Raceway sounds a bit better. It's not by much. I don't really know. It's kind of hard to rank some of these, but yeah. Hi Ritz, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. I googled Baigne is a Canadian pastry. Oh, really? Oh, well, thanks. This is honestly one of the most entertaining ways of learning French. Well, I wanted to try to make it entertaining. Learning French was Sparky Wolf. Exactly. But yeah. Next up, we have DK Jungle. Starting with, I actually don't remember if I... Forêt Tropicale DK. I don't remember if this was the France or the North America name. I don't really remember. But anyways, Forêt Tropicale DK translates to DK's rainforest. So we're going from jungle to rainforest. Rainforest does sound good. Yeah, I would probably give maybe the edge to the French name. It's kind of hard, but it's kind of hard to decide. But yeah, rainforest does sound good. And Jungle DK for the other one translates to DK Jungles, so that's another B tier because it's the exact same. gonna head out for now, doing some family gaming. If the stream goes for long enough, I might be back, but in case I'm not, enjoy the stream. Sounds good, Flatstan. Thank you for joining, and see you later. Jean Godeka is the Quebec one, the other way is one for France. Thanks, Cats, for precising that, for clarifying that. Rainforest would be more fitting if there was rain. A really good name, but kinda makes me wish that... Yeah, actually you're right. Actually you're right, it doesn't really fit for the track itself. I'm gonna put that in C, because it actually sounds good, but yeah, it doesn't actually fit that well. So yeah, I think C tier. Yeah, I'm going for that. Oh, I'm realizing these two got switched. Okay, but next up we have the Leaf Cup. Starting with Wario Stadium. It's called Stade Wario, which translates to Wario Stadium. So that's another B tier one. Simple. As some would say, au revoir. You're right. Au revoir, Flatstan. But yeah, have a good rest of your day, Flatstan, and yeah. Next up, we have Sherbetland. In France, it's called Royaume Sorbet, which translates to Sherbet Kingdom. And I don't know about you, but Kingdom, in my opinion, sounds better than Land. I don't know if you guys would agree with me on this. But I would say that. I would say that's A tier. I'm guessing au revoir means goodbye or something. Yes, it does mean goodbye. You're right. Next up, we have Music Park or Melody Motorway. In France, it's called Piste Musicale. And it translates to musical. I don't remember the. I actually don't remember the translation for. Musical track. Yeah, musical track. Track is kind of lame for a name, though. Musical track. Well, I don't know why they went for a track. That's so generic. But yeah. Especially when you compare it to Music Park or Melody Motorway. These two are really good names. But you go from that to musical track. No, I don't like it. I would agree, Dance just sounds boring. Edna Land, Edna Kingdom, yeah, Kingdom is certainly better. I do agree. I do agree with that. And I thought Music Park was a mid-name. Well, actually, when you compare it to musical track, it's actually good. And finally, for the Leaf Cup, we've got Yoshi Valley. So it's Valley Yoshi in French, and it translates to Yoshi Valley. So that's another B tier. Musical track sounds a bit off, even musical Motorway or something like that would be better. Yeah, that's what I thought. I don't know why they didn't choose Motorway for this, but I think they could not translate that correctly in French. The motorway part. That's my theory behind it, but I'm not sure. Alright, next up for the Lightning Cup, we've got Tick-Tock Clock. In French, it's called Horloge Tic-Tac, so Tick-Tock Clock. That's a B tier. another one. Next up, we have Piranha Plant Slide. It's called Igu Piranha, and it translates to Piranha Sewer. I mean, it does make sense for the track, but you compare Piranha Plant Slide to Piranha Sewer. I was about to put that in D tier, but I think I don't know. Yeah, I think D tier. Sewer does not sound good. Slide is better. Sewer doesn't sound good. Yeah, I agree with that. Next up, we have Grumble Volcano. In French, it's called Volcan Grondant, and it apparently translates to Thundering Volcano. I don't know why thundering. So it's Grumble Volcano versus Thundering Volcano. As much as I would love to put that in a high tier because of thunder, maybe that's the translation that does not sound right. I would probably put that... Yeah, I'm gonna put that in C. I think it does sound a bit worse. But maybe that's the translation's fault more than anything. But yeah. And finally, we have N64 Rainbow Road, Route Arc-en-Ciel. And it's still Rainbow Road, so that goes in B tier. Thundering does sound good, but I think Grumble does the job and it fits with the track falling apart. Yeah, it's a better fit for the track, even though Thundering could be a good name. Would be W if there was Thundering Grumble Volcano. Yeah, that's the only thing this track missed for this name to be in W tier. Yeah, and I agree it sounds more intimidating. That's why I'm that's really a toss-up for this one. It's probably the hardest one I had to rank, but yeah, it's not as much of a fit for this track. Starting the Egg Cup, we have Yoshi Circuit. And I wrote that in English. I guess it happens. But in French, it is called Circuit Yoshi, so it does translate to Yoshi Circuit. That's another B tier. Next, we have Excite Bike Arena. In French, it's called Arène d'Excite Bike, and it still translates to Excite Bike Arena. So that's another B tier right here. For Dragon Driftway, it's called Route du Dragon or Dragon Road. That's such a lame name. Why road? Driftway is much cooler in comparison to just road, so that's not the worst thing in the world. But still, it could have been a lot better. But yeah. Next up we have Mute City. In French, it is also called Mute City. So that's probably the most B tier track on this list. Along with other tracks that we are gonna see. But yeah. While I'm here after blowing up everybody's Discord notifications along with Bumblebee, Trout and Mabelhead. The alphabet chain. But yeah, welcome Eri, welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing well. And yeah, hope you have a fun time with this really French stream. But yeah, moving on to the Triforce Cup. We have Wario's Gold Mine. In America, it's called Mine d'Or de Wario, and it is Wario's Gold Mine. So that's another B tier right here. But in France, it is just called Mine Wario or Wario Mine. That's between C and D, but I would probably put that in D because I think it's so generic for a name. But yeah, I don't know. It's either C or D, but I would say D. Driftway is so much better and fits the amount of drifts you have to do on Dragon Driftway. Yeah, you have a lot of turns, so yeah, that's definitely a much better fit. Oh, soundtracks have the same name as in English. Yeah, surprisingly. France dropped the gold on that. For real, they did drop the gold. For SNES Rainbow Road, it's gonna be quick, because it's called Route Arc-en-Ciel. It's still Rainbow Road, so that's another B tier. Wario Mine does sound a bit lame. I guess it fits, but Gold Mine is so much better. Yeah, that's why I think D tier is a better fit for it. But yeah. Next up we have Ice Outpost. In French it's called Station Glagla. And it actually translates to brr. I'm not gonna be able to say it, but brr station. Like the sound you make. If that's not an F tier, like, I don't know. There's many B tiers, so many similar same names. Yeah, actually. But yeah, at least they don't ruin some tracks' names. You know? Ice is glass, right? Yes, it is. Ice does translate to glass. But it's not in a French name. Surprisingly. And next we have Hyrule Circuit. It is called Circuit d'Hyrule. That's Hyrule Circuit. So that's another B tier. Brr Station. That is somehow the best and worst name at the same time. I would probably go for the worst part of it. But it could have been a lot better, right? Like, I don't know why they went for this. And yeah, it is actually spelled like this. Yeah. Next up, we have Baby Park. And I might have trolled Flatstan here. It's too bad he isn't in the chat anymore. But Baby Park is called Parc Baby. Surprisingly, because baby in French is supposed to be bébé. But no, I guess it's still called Parc Baby. But yeah, it's still Baby Park for the translation, so that's another B tier. For Cheeseland, it's called Pays Fromage, and it's still Cheeseland, so that's still another B tier right here. Fromage is probably one of my most favorite French words. I love eating cheese. I do love eating cheese as well, but yeah. Fromage does sound well, but that's still the same as Cheeseland, actually, so yeah. I would put that on the same level. Next up we have Wild Woods. It's called Passage Feuillage in French, and it translates to Foliage Passage. And I was actually surprised to see this name because that's a really original one. And you know what? I'm probably gonna give the edge to this one, even though they are both really, really, really close. But Foliage Passage, Passage Feuillage, that, I do think it sounds good. That's probably a toss-up, but because Wildwoods is already great to begin with, but I don't know. That's my take on it. Next up, we have Animal Crossing. It's still Animal Crossing. B tier. Yeah, I like the Foliage Passage better. That actually sounds a lot better. Wildwoods sounds kind of average. Yeah. Yeah, I was debating on between S and A, but I think I'm gonna keep that in A for now. I might change some rankings at the end, but we'll see how it goes. Probably because the game has the same name in French. Yeah, it's still called Animal Crossing in France. Yeah. Next up, we've got Neo Bowser City. And in French, it's actually called Koopapolis, and I think it is... Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's the British name. I might be totally wrong on this, but I think it is. But yeah. It's a bit of a shame. Koopapolis sounds good. It's kinda hard. Neo Bowser City is a really great name to begin with. And going from that to Koopapolis... it's either between C and D. I'm gonna put that in a C tier. It still sounds good, but not as good as Neo Bowser City, of course. I don't get why other regions did not keep the Neo Bowser City name for this one. Yeah, like that's such a really good name. Oh, it's Koopa City. Yeah, Koopa City does sound lamer, in my opinion. I do agree with you, Ari. It's really good, but I gotta give the edge to Neo Bowser City. So I think it's C. It's in C because of that. But yeah. Next up we have Route Ruban for Ribbon Road. And it's... well, it does translate to Ribbon Road. So that's another B tier right here. Next up we have for Super Bell Subway Metro Turbo, and it is translated to Turbo Metro. I don't like this one. I don't like this one. I don't think it's... I'm debating between D and F, to be entirely honest. Yeah, I don't really know. That's a really lame name compared to Super Bell Subway. But is it that so lame that it deserves F tier? Make it Neo Koopapolis and you've got the best of both worlds. Like, really? For real? Neo Koopapolis actually sounds good, I do agree. Probably because of the Paris Metro. Wait, do you think it's based on Paris? I don't think it is. But yeah. Yeah, I'm probably gonna keep that in D tier. And finally, for the base 8 deluxe tracks, we've got Big Blue, which does keep the same name of Big Blue, so that's another B tier. And now we're starting with the Booster Course Pass tracks. Starting with, of course, the perfect track to start the BCP with, Paris Promenade. In French, it's called Promenade à Paris. It does still translate to Paris Promenade. But I'm gonna be a bit biased here. No, I'm gonna be really, really biased here and put that in A. Judge me all you want for this, but that's the French bias right here. Paris, glad they decided to create a track from your country. Well, I think France does deserve it, and I think they did Paris some justice for it being one of the very first tour tracks. It was the third tour track, a tour city track to be created, so... But yeah, it's kind of off topic, but anyways. Next up we've got Toad Circuit. It's called Circuit Toad, so it does translate to Toad Circuit. So that's another B tier. Next up we have Choco Mountain. In French it is called Montagne Choco, so it's still Choco Mountain. So yet another B tier right here. French bias. We love to see it. I mean, that's tempting, you know? Next up, we've got Coconut Mall. In French, it's called Supermarché Coco, and it translates to Coco Supermarket. So we're going from Coconut Mall to Coconut Mall to Coco Supermarket. I would probably give the edge to Coconut Mall, but not by much. Coco Supermarket, I would probably say that still sounds good compared to Coconut Mall. So yeah, probably C tier for this. I want to explore Paris more someday. I was only there for a layover, so wasn't able to go around the city much. I would probably, yeah, I would encourage you to do that. It has a lot of things worth visiting, not gonna lie. So yeah. Next up, we've got Tokyo Blur. In French, it's called Traversée de Tokyo, and it's translated to Tokyo Crossing. Tokyo Crossing or Tokyo Blur. I would probably say Tokyo Crossing sounds better than Blur. I would think Blur is a pretty strange word for me. But that's probably just me, but Coconut Store? Could have worked. Could have worked, yeah. Animal Blur. I was thinking about that one. Yeah, Crossing, yeah. Next up, we've got Shroom Ridge. In French, it's called Corniche Champignon. It still translates to mushroom ridge. But I mean, how do you translate shroom in French? I personally don't know, but so I would probably say I probably give the edge to Shroom Ridge. It's shorter and it does the job. Mushroom Ridge, yeah, I do prefer Shroom Ridge over Mushroom Ridge, but they're still pretty similar. But yeah, Tokyo Blur is honestly one of the worst English names. I do agree. I would probably agree, but I'm glad that's not just me. I think the order to New York, Tokyo, Paris, London. I'm not sure if I can confirm that, but I'd love to go back to Tokyo too, maybe in 2 years on my birthday. That could be great. I do agree. Now to multitask between this and more. Well, yeah. That's kind of expected. But next up, we've got Sky Garden. It's called Jardin Volant in French. I'm gonna double check this because I'm not entirely sure about this, but I think it still translates to Sky Garden. Also, while I'm looking up, oh no, it's Flying Garden. Yeah, I was about to say Flying Garden. No, Sky Garden does sounds a lot better. Maybe they should have replaced Volant with something like Celeste or something. Celestial Garden. That... Why does this remind me of something? Oh, I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, Cats, you beat me to that. Yeah, I was about to say this as an anecdote that it is called Jardin du Ciel in Super Circuit, but it was only the case in France. In North America, it was still called Flying Garden or Jardin Volant. But yeah, I did not know that. That's actually interesting. We'll say a lot of these names are very interesting, especially Temple Cabang. I do agree that this one is probably one of the most interesting ones so far. But yeah. Next up, we've got Ninja Hideaway. It's called Dojo Ninja, and it translates to Ninja Dojo. Dojo does sound good, but Hideaway is so much better. I would probably say. But is that C or D? Dojo or Hideaway? I'm gonna say C because Dojo is not that bad in itself. But Hideaway is better. Yeah. That's my take on it. Next up, we've got New York Minute. And it is called Escapade New-Yorkaise in French, and it translates to New York Escapade. I don't really know what minute means to begin with, so I would probably say Escapade is better. But that's only because I don't really know what minute means. So I would probably say 8 here. Next up, we've got SNES Mario Circuit 3. It's called Circuit Mario 3, so it is still Mario Circuit 3. That's a B tier, because it's still the same. Next is Calimari Desert. It's called Désert Calimari in French, and so it's still Calimari Desert in English for the translation. So that's another B tier one. Minute probably pertains to driving fast in a minute. Probably. But I would probably say Escapade still does a better job for the name. Why they put minute, I have zero idea. Me too, Aaron, me too. Okay, next up we have kind of a special case, because Waluigi Pinball has two names for North America and France. It's Flipper Waluigi, but in North America they added the U. That's probably because that's how it's written. That in North America. And apparently, on the wiki, it translates to Waluigi Flipper. And I don't know about you, but I think Pinball sounds better than Flipper. But that's my take on it. Waluigi Pinball or Waluigi Flipper? Yeah. Saying that out loud, yeah. Pinball sounds better, I would say. Next up, we've got Sydney Sprint. In French, it's called Sprint à Sydney, and I'm gonna double check that real quick. I think it's called Sprint in Sydney. Sprint in Sydney, yeah. That's similar, but Sydney Sprint sounds better than Sprint in Sydney, because I prefer when it's consistent with the city, the name of the city being first in the name. But I mean, I guess they couldn't... Yeah, it was a literal translation. You know what? I'm gonna consider this to be the same. Because... yeah. That's probably what I would say, but... next up, we've got Snowland. GBA Snowland. And it's called... Pays Neigeux. And it translates to Snowy Land. And I think that does make a difference. Snowy Land or Snowland, though? Which one sounds better? I would probably give the edge. I don't really know. I'm gonna put that in A tier. It's not by much. But I think it does sound a little bit better. It's really not by much. Okay, next up we've got Mushroom Gorge. It's called Gorge Champignon in French, and it translates still to Mushroom Gorge. So that's another B. Next up, we've got Sky High Sunday. It's called Cité Sorbet in French, and it translates to Sherbet City, if I'm right about this. Not gonna lie, Sherbet City. Yeah, Sky High Sunday does sound a lot better than Sherbet City. Sherbet City feels... how should I say this? It feels generic for a name. So, yeah. I'm probably gonna put that in D tier because I think it's so generic compared to Sky High Sunday. And does it really fit anyway? Is that really a city? I don't think it really is, so yeah. Oh wait, I've been really late on chat. What is pinball called in French? It's called flipper. Flipper, actually. Waluigi Flipper is definitely worse since the flippers are really only... Oh! Oh, I didn't know that. So yeah, I would agree. Gonna go now. Definitely enjoy watching this. Well, goodbye and thank you so much for joining in the stream and have a good rest of your day and hope you did enjoy, but apparently you did, so... But yeah, have a good rest of your day. I think snowy at least sounds a bit better than just snow. Yeah, I agree, but it's, as I said, not by much. Next up we've got London Loop. It is called Détour à Londres in French. I'm gonna double check again. I think it's called London Detour. Yeah, it's translated to London Detour. London Detour or London Loop? That's a hard one to decide. I might give the edge to London Loop, but I'm not really sure. Yeah, I'm gonna put that in C for now. Sherbet City sounds really uninteresting. I get why Sherbet would fit, but City? Not to mention we already got two Sherbet Lands, and Sherbet Ring in Mario Kart 7. Yeah, it could have been called like Sky City or something like that. Or Sky or and anything else after it, but I don't know. I see London Loop, but I think London Landing first. Okay. Detour feels more like what the track is like, but Loop runs off the tongue better. I do agree with this one. And yeah, I would agree with, yeah, I'm keeping that in C tier. Next up is Boo Lake, and I wrote the English name again. It's called Lac Boo in French, and it still translates to Boo Lake. So I'm gonna put that in B tier. But yeah, I'm sorry for for the mistakes, but yeah. It's called Lac Boo still. Next up we've got Rock Mountain. I don't remember the English translation, so I'm gonna look that up. But in French, it's called Mont Ébloui. I'm gonna check this real quick. Oh, yeah, no wonder I did not remember it. It translates to Mount Scree. What? Mount Scree? This basically was my reaction when I first saw it. And I think Mont Ébloui in itself does not sound really good. But yeah. For the English translation, I've gotta put that in D tier. That Mount Scree, like what? Okay, yeah. I think it's, yeah, I'm gonna put that in chat, but that's actually how it's called. Mount Scree. And I don't know if you guys know what this means. I guess it translates to Ebuli, but I have no idea. Rock Mountain can't catch a break with its names, for real. It's so lame. Next up, we've got Maple Treeway. In Wii, it's in Wii. Well, it does work if I say that Wii, the French Wii, but anyway. In French, it's called Bois Vermeil. And oh, I actually don't remember. I think it was a really cool name. Yeah, I'm kinda having a hard time remembering the translations, not gonna lie. Oh yeah, Ruby Woods. And I think that sounds really good. And I think this sounds probably better than Maple Treeway. I would probably put that in A tier because I think it could have been like a lot better. Yeah, I think it does sound a bit better than Maple Treeway. Not by much, I would say. In the Clouds might have some competition for worst name. Yeah, I actually don't know why I put that in. Yeah, Mount Scree does sound bad, but Mont Ebouli is not that bad. And Rock Mountain is not really a great name to begin with, so yeah. I think, yeah, I am gonna keep that in D tier. Next up, we've got Berlin Byways. It's called Ballade Berlinoise, and it translates to Berlinese Stroll, if I remember correctly. It's Berlinese something. Yeah, Berlinese Stroll. So it's Berlin Byways or Berlinese Stroll. Yeah, Berlin Byways sounds better, I would say. I don't know why they... Yeah. They wanted to put an adjective with Berlin. Berlin Byways or Berlinese Stroll? I would say it's not that bad, so I think, yeah, would say it's in C tier, probably. Next up, we've got Peach Gardens. In French, it is called Jardin Peach, and it translates to Peach Garden without the S. But I would say it still goes in B tier. It's the same name, minus the S. And I don't think that makes much of a difference. Next up, we got Merry Mountain. In French, it's called Mont Festif. And I think I'm gonna double check a lot of them, not gonna lie. But I think it's called Festive Mountain. Well, it translates to, yeah, Festive Mountain. And not gonna lie, why replace merry by festive? I would say festive could reference a lot of different things, other than Christmas. It's either C or D. but I don't really know which. I'm gonna put that in C because I think they couldn't really do another name. And I think that still works in a way, but Merry Mountain still is the better version of it. Next up we've got 3DS Rainbow Road. Route Arc-en-Ciel, so that's Rainbow Road again. All Rainbow Roads are gonna be here, actually, so yeah. Next up we've got Amsterdam Drift, which this is a rare city track because that has two names. Escapade Amsterdam, which translates to Amsterdam Escapade. Escapade to Amsterdam, sorry. And Virée à Amsterdam, Trip to Amsterdam. I think that's another case of Dragon Driftway. Yeah, Escapade and Trip does not sound as good as how is it called? Drift, yeah. But I would probably put that in C tier because it's not really that bad, I would say. Oh wait, we're still going. Yeah, but we're nearing the end, slowly but surely. We've got 24 left to do. We're currently in wave 4 of the BCP. But yeah. Alright. This one is probably gonna be the most surprising one so far. I did not put the English name on this one. This is the French name. It is actually called Riverside Park. So the only difference is the K being replaced with a C because of, you know, park, the park word, you know? But I'm actually really surprised that Riverside wasn't translated in French. But yeah, that's one of the most B-tier tracks in here. Next up, we've got DK Summit. It's called Pic DK in French. So DK Peak in French, for the translation. And I think it's actually called DK Summit in North America for the Wii version. For Mario Kart Wii. So, little fact here. But yeah, we're going from Summit to Peak. I would probably say it's C tier because it's not by much. Yeah, I don't really know which is better between Peak and Summit. Summit does sound better, I would probably say. So yeah, I'm gonna say C tier for it. Snowboard Cross better than Summit and Peak? Yeah! Oh yeah, it is called Snowboard Cross in British. I did forget that. Anyway, moving on with Yoshi's Island. It is called Île de Yoshi, and it's translated to Yoshi's Island. That's another B tier. Okay, this next one is probably going to be a bit weird. For Bangkok Rush, it's called Bousculade à Bangkok, and it apparently translates to Bangkok Stampede. First off, why did I say first off? Why Stampede? Is that really how they translate bousculade? I don't know about you guys. That does not make sense. Stampede does not make sense here. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't know why they chose bousculade in French to begin with. It's either D or F. I'm gonna put that in F, but it would probably be at the top. Because Stampede, that does not make sense for a track name, but yeah. I think we're missing Yoshi's Island on the tier list. No, it's I did do its stars. It's in B tier. It's still called Yoshi's Island. So yeah. Maybe I went on. I talked about it way too quickly, but yeah. I mean, Stampede and Rush are similar, but it doesn't make sense in the context of a staging. Exactly. Exactly. Stampede is very strange. I do agree. But yeah, moving on. We've got DS Mario Circuit. That's another case of a track being called, well, the exact name. It's called Circuit Mario, and it translates to Mario Circuit. There, B tier. Oh god, I did it again. Oh, it's alright. I did put the English name for Waluigi Stadium. It's called Stade Waluigi in French, so it does translate to Waluigi Stadium as well. So that's another B tier right here. Circuit and stadium might be words that came from French to English. Yeah, stade then, yeah. Yeah, that's my bad. Stadium is not a French name. That's my bad for writing the English name. Seems like you also did that for Daisy. Yeah. I might have been too quick on these, but they are similar, so yeah. Anyway, moving on. I will talk about Daisy Circuit later. Next up, we've got Singapore Speedway. It's called Poursuite à Singapour in French, and I think it translates to Singapore Pursuit. No, Pursuit in Singapore. That sounds weird. Pursuit in Singapore? No. I think that goes in D. Pursuits is... yeah, it's a lot worse. I like how it's spelled it's not with an O, it's with an E, cats. So the O-R-E is replaced with O-U-R. But yeah, the text is pretty small, so yeah, I do apologize for that, but yeah. Next up, we've got Athens Dash. It's called Athènes Antique in French, and I think it's Antique Athens for the translation. Yeah, an Antique Athens. You know what? I would say that's a lot better. I would say that's a lot better. Because that's actually really fitting for Athens. But yeah. S might be a bit high for it, but yeah. I think it makes more sense to put antique in here than simply dash. Does sound weird. Something is in something, it already makes a track sound off. But Speedway also sounds really good. Yeah, I do agree. But yeah, I think Athènes Antique is a way better name than this. Alright, next up we've got Daisy Cruiser. It's called Paquebot Daisy in French, and I am surprised to see that the wiki says Paquebot translates to ocean liner. What? Ocean liner? Weird translation aside, I think it's... For that, I would probably put that in C tier. Is there another translation for Paquebot? I'm not really sure about it. But, yeah, anyways. I think it is in C. Yeah, ocean liner, that's how it's spelled, stars, yeah. I don't really know why, but... yeah. Alright, now I think it's one of the two tracks Fire Yoshi was the most excited about. We've got Moonview Highway here. In French, it is called Route Claire de Lune, and it translates to Moonlight Route. It's kind of disappointing that that there is a route in the name, but I would still I would put that in A tier. I prefer Moonlight Route over Moonview Highway. Even though Route is a bit lame. You know what? Yeah. Route. Yeah, I think Route drags it down a little bit. And it's a shame because I love the Moonview part, the Moonlight part of it. But yeah. It has the route, but it has the moonlight that I really like about it. But so yeah, I would say overall it's C tier. Ocean liner was the way to travel across the ocean before planes. Okay. I don't know why, but that doesn't sound awful in my opinion. I would consider both to be pretty close. Yeah, it's really a toss-up between the two, if I'm being honest. But yeah. Oh my god. No, I'm not ready for this one. We've got Squeaky Clean Sprint next. I hope y'all are ready. In French, it's called Course à la Propreté, which translates to race to cleanliness. You heard me right. Race to cleanliness. Can we all agree that it's in F tier? Like... Squeaky Clean Sprint sounds a lot better. So yeah, race to cleanliness. I don't know. That does not sound good at all. But yeah. Next up, we've got Los Angeles Laps. In French, it's called Road Trip at Los Angeles. And I think I don't remember the order of the words. If I can find it. Oh yeah, it's called Los Angeles Road Trip. And I don't know about you guys, I think road trip it's either A or S for me, because laps... Yeah, I'm gonna put that in S. Laps sounds weird to me, in a way. And road trip, I think it fits. It fits Los Angeles. Maybe I'm wrong about this. I would probably say it fits. Race to cleanliness somehow worse than accelerated toilet. I do agree. I wouldn't consider it to be a race to cleanliness. When you can get hit into a toilet at the end. For real. It does not make sense. Road trip is a good name, but to be honest, you don't want to be driving in Los Angeles due to awful traffic. That's a thing I don't know about Los Angeles, if I'm being honest. But yeah, I think it would still deserve S tier. Oh, okay, I'm excited for this. We've got Sunset Wilds. Infamous Sunset Wilds. In French, it is called Pays Crépuscule, and that translates to Twilight Land. And I don't know about you, but Twilight alone puts that in S tier, in my opinion. Mainly because the sun doesn't set in Sunset Wilds. Twilight Land is so good. It's kind of lame that they went for land, but Twilight is such a strong word, I feel like. But yeah. I'd be passed out in heavy traffic. I get super bored when in a car. Me too, not gonna lie. Except when I'm driving, but... that name makes me wish the sunset set. The sunset. Yeah, anyway. In this version, yeah, I do agree. But yeah, I think it's one of the best upgrades, probably. Next, we've got Koopa Cape. It's called Cap Koopa in French, and it does translate to Koopa Cape, so that's a B tier one. Next up, oh no, we've got Vancouver Velocity. I don't want to do this one. Are you ready to get disappointed? Yay, Canada. I wouldn't be so excited about this one, cats. But in French it's called Virage à Vancouver, and it translates to Bends at Vancouver. I think we can agree on F for this one. Vancouver Velocity was such a great name to begin with, but they ruined the name. They ruined the name so bad. I think it's really deserving of F tier. And we're on the final wave. We're almost there, guys. Starting off... Okay, I take back what I said earlier. This is gonna be the weirdest one. Roma Venti. I'm gonna put that in F tier, and I'm gonna play a game with you guys. I'm gonna let you all guess why I put that in F tier. But while you're all trying to figure that out, I'm moving on to DK Mountain. It's called Montagne d'Eka in French, so that's still DK Mountain. That's another B tier. And yeah, we have Daisy Circuit. I messed that up again, but it's still called Circuit Daisy. So yeah, another B tier. Oh, and by the way, I see some of you reacting to the Roma Venti one. This is actually the French name. This is actually the name they gave for the French version of Roma Venti. It's called Roma Romantica. So yeah. I'll let you all guess, but I'm moving on to Piranha Plant Cove. So we're moving on to Piranha Plant Cove. In French, it's called Ruine Plante Piranha, and it's Piranha Plant Ruins. And I think this one is kind of a toss-up, because both of these make sense. But it's kind of hard. I would probably say it's really a toss-up. I would put that in C. No. Wait. Yeah, I think I probably like Ruins more. But both are really equal. I think both are really, really equal. It's kind of hard to rank these. For Rome, I wouldn't consider it as a romantic city. Arenti fits well. Romantic Rome, I guess they think love goes on in Italy and nothing else. Hope to see you in the premiere of my new video, Sparky That South, starts in about 38 minutes. I should be almost done, Rogue 3. I'm at the end of... I'm only 5 names short, so yeah. Okay, so I am gonna reveal why I put Roma Romantica in F tier. So hear me out. Roma Romantica is not French. It's Italian. And they put an Italian name for the French version of the track. So if it was French, it would have been maybe Rome Romantique, you know? And that probably would have worked, because I love doing the play on words with romantique, Rome, antique, antique Rome, you know? But this is Italian, so I cannot in good conscience put that higher than F tier. That's not French. Same with Rome Aventi. Aventi is an Italian word. I didn't know that. Also, I go to Rome every 2 years as my best friend lives close to there. I still have to go to Rome someday. I went to Florence. I don't know if that's how you call that in English. That's how you call that in French. But anyways, moving on to the final cup. We're almost there. We're starting off with Madrid Drive, and I'm probably gonna put the name in chat because it's really small, so you probably won't be able to see, but it's Méandre Madrilène. So I guess that's an objective for Madrid. And it translates to Madrilenian meanders. I am gonna put Madrilenian. There we go. This sounds so weird for a name. This sounds really weird. I do not like this. I think this is another F tier one. It's either F or D, but... because that's... I'm gonna maybe put that in D, because it's not... probably not the worst thing in the world. But that does not sound really good, if I'm being honest. Interesting name, to say the least. I do agree. Oh, and Farayoshi, I see that you're still here. And I hope you're ready. We're moving on to your track now. Rosalina's Ice World. And I was surprised because Rosalina has a different name in America and in France. She's still called Rosalina in North America, but in France, she's called Harmonie. And I'm gonna double check it again. I'm not sure of the translation. Yeah, it's for both of them. It's Rosalina's Frozen World. I would probably say that's close, but I think Rosalina's Ice World sounds better. I don't know. That's... I don't... well, yeah. I don't really know for sure about this one. So... it's close, but Rosalina's Ice World sounds better to me. Okay, on second thought... yeah. F tier. Yeah, I did see your comment, stars. And yeah, she is called Harmonie there. Actually. And finally, for the last two tracks, we've got SNES Bowser's Castle 3. Which it is called Château de Bowser 3, and it's still... oh, it's Bowser Castle 3, my bad. But it's still Bowser Castle 3. So that's another B tier. And finally, Wii Rainbow Road. It is called Route Arc-en-Ciel, again, so I think you can all guess where this goes. And here it is. We've done all the tracks. And so here is the full tier list. Frozen might be a bit more of a mouthful in my opinion. Rosalina's Frozen World. I don't really think so. At least I do not find it to be a mouthful, but yeah. I do agree that Arc-en-Ciel is a really beautiful world, but Rainbow as well. But yeah. No W tier? I'm gonna try to fix that. You know what? I think I'm gonna go with Twilight Land as probably my favorite, and I'm gonna put that in W because I really love what they did with this track. These 5 are really, really good in their own way, but I think I would give the edge to Twilight Land. But yeah, here we are. That's the full tier list, and we have been doing this for 2 hours. But yeah, this was actually really fun to make, even though most of the tracks were in really low tiers. But yeah, I kind of expected this, especially when you see tracks like these. These are really, 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 really bad. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it for the stream. Well, I came back a few tracks ago, but now just talking. No, we're done. Yeah. I do think I over-exaggerated that one a bit, so... No, that's good, that's good. It's fair to think that was a mouthful. I did not think it was, but yeah. Thanks, Sparky, for a nice tier list and French lessons this Sunday morning for me. Well, you're welcome, cats. I did enjoy this French lessons for you guys. But yeah, I think I'm gonna end the stream here. Thank you so much for watching. This was really fun for me to do, and I enjoyed talking with you all. And appreciate you being here for my very first stream. I really appreciate it. So yeah, thanks again. But yeah, with that, this is Sparky Wolf, and thanks a lot for watching, and I'm gonna see you all next time.